Hello. Thanks for joining. It's almost 7. I just wanted to be here before time so that I can check, be sure that everything is fine. So kick off at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for joining at Day Bouncing. Appreciate you. Thank you. Please stick around. I wish I could play some music, something to dance to before we start. Anyways, you are the first. Yes, Ade Bouncing, you are the first. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. I wish I could say I'll give a gift to the first to join, but let me not promise what I cannot fulfill. But thanks for joining. I appreciate it. My husband, I see you. Thanks for joining. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for more people to join. It's almost 7 p.m. 2 more minutes. You blow, you give me the gift in vision. See, you already have a special place in my heart. Thank you for saying that. When I blow, I'll give you the gift in the future. Noted. Just remind me. Hi,
Hi,
baby. Good evening.
am
How
I
you
audible enough?
doing?
I'm good.
How is Canada today? And when are they coming to carry me? Two questions.
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to come and carry you. Let's
I-
go, let's
I'm
go, let's
I'm
go.
ready. I'm very ready.
Oh my
I am
goodness.
very, very ready. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so
So
much.
I was thinking we'll just give people a couple of minutes to join in
Okay,
before we get started.
all right, no problem. That's fine.
Thank you. How is our
Hi,
miracle baby? We-
Miracle Baby is doing good.
Hi, all right, Jesu, I see you. I'm okay world, Olive Beauty, hair,
Hi,
Oluwarufos,
everyone.
Mide Olubi. Hi guys, thank you so so much for joining in. I appreciate your presence. We'll get started in a few minutes. We just
Yeah,
want to give people enough time to join in. So maybe we'll start at 7:02, just 2 extra minutes,
okay.
then we'll get started. The ghost is so hot. I cannot explain the heat that I am feeling right now.
I
It's
know.
hot. Will we survive?
Amen.
Maybe you help us put some. Do you guys still have snow? Help us put some inside nylon
Some
and keep
places
it.
still have.
I sprinkle the snow around my
It's
living room.
actually
That
like
should give some.
very sunny today.
Really?
Yeah, I went out to
Why
take
not
some
you?
shots without. No, not that it's hot. It's just sunny.
Yeah. Okay. Not hot,
Mm.
just a bit sunny. Still
Yeah.
same thing. Give us some cold. Share with me. Share some cold with me. Thank you so much for guys for joining. We're just waiting till 7:02 just to give
Something.
people time to join in. So this is 7:01. So in about a minute we will go live. All right. Thanks
We are
again,
live
guys.
already.
I mean, we will start. We will start what we are here to do.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay. This is my first IG. So I was thinking man,
Okay, almost time. See, I'm doing counting down. My chest is doing big, big, big. This has been a long time coming. You remember, Bisola, we talked about this like
yeah.
months ago.
Last year. Yeah.
Last year, yeah. I'm still nervous. I can't believe it's
Yeah, it was last
already, it's
year.
happening finally. I'm I'm excited, but at the same time, my chest is doing
Yeah.
kick, you know,
Yeah.
when
This is
you
my
want
first
everything to be
IG
perfect.
live. So I'm how is it gonna go?
I know, right? It'll
So
go well. I'm
once
pretty
I'm
sure.
overstaying it, you can just can you move to the next thing? Nice.
Right.
I trust it's gonna go
Okay.
fine.
I think that we should just start. What do
Yeah,
you
let's
think?
start then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. I really, really appreciate your presence here. It means a lot to me. There's so many other things you could be doing with your time, but you chose to be
Yeah.
here. Thank you so much. So my name is
Yeah.
Cynthia Martins. I am a mom, a wife, a brand strategist, a content creator. I'm a little bit of everything. Um, so this video is not just a spur of the moment thing. For those who joined earlier, you remember where I mentioned that this has been a long time coming. Bisola and I had a conversation about making this video last year, and the vision for this entire thing came way before then. But I just kept saying, "Am I worthy? Am I fitting for this?" And the reason is, it almost feels like a ministry because I have gone through quite a lot. My eyes have seen small shaggy in this life, especially when it comes to motherhood and marriage in general. So when God told me to start a platform where women can come and share their stories, especially Christian women, to share their story, share their experience, their victories, their trials, and so that people can learn from it, I was like, first of all, are people going to want to share? And then to be that person that people are onboarding into, am I ready for that level of responsibility? But I think it's time. It's time, and we're doing this, and I'm so excited that we are doing this. With me today is Abisola. I'm going to let her introduce herself. I could say a couple of things about her, but I mean, what better way to know about her than to hear from her? So, guys, Bisola on the call. Hi,
Yeah.
Bibi.
Hi everyone. Hi Cynthia. I'm Abisola Senjobi. I'm a fashion designer and a fashion instructor. And yeah, founder of Royal Lush. I'm a wife to a very fine, awesome guy. And
Very fine guy. Let me emphasize.
I'm a mother to a very beautiful, joyful baby girl. Yeah.
Very, very, very beautiful baby
My
girl.
introduction
I
is
totally
brief, right?
agree. Okay. Where do we start? I'm trying to think of the perfect first question to ask
Okay.
because there's a lot to talk about. Let's start with marriage. What's that like
Okay.
for you? How long have you been married, and what really is it like for you?
I've been married for 5 years, 6 months, minus 4 days.
Ha! The accuracy. The accuracy of it. I love it. I love the accuracy. Thank you. Okay, so how has that been like for you? 5 years of living with somebody that you were not born together, different upbringing, different lifestyle, growing up. 5 years of living with somebody's son. How has that been
Mm,
like for you?
it has actually been good simply because we didn't like not that I didn't expect I expected a lot, but
Mm,
I wasn't open to like, the way people say I'll see finish, that kind of thing. And
mm,
I wasn't looking forward to that. I was
mm.
just looking forward to like, oh, we're matured people, we know what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's yeah, like let's chase 10,000 together, not
Right.
just coming and living and giving birth
Mm-hmm.
and just fulfilling the oh I'm married title thing. I didn't get married because oh I wanted to be like tag married or
Mm-hmm.
something, but like when I need together, we know what we're doing and
Right.
we fall, we rise, everything all together, like just putting
Mm-hmm.
things together like
Right.
I should be in the Christian home
Perfect.
also.
Perfect, perfect. I like that. I like that. You specifically knew what you were getting into, and
Yeah.
both of you knew what it was that you wanted, and I think that helps. That is super important to have a partner that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
share, a vision. It just makes it easier when the tough time comes, really.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so yeah, let's get into really the business of today.
Okay.
Tell us your journey into motherhood. How did it start
Okay.
for you?
Yeah, journey into motherhood. So I got married in 2018, and as the normal prayers like pastors and all in 9 months time, blah blah blah, and all that. But myself and my husband, we actually like like what we like say plan or like we spoke about it that oh we're gonna give ourselves 1 year break
Mm-hmm.
and like just get to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
bond, and have a good life, then before the baby start coming and all.
Right.
So move on to 2019. I noticed that I started having like a very painful stomach upset. Like it wasn't like stomach upset, but it was like extremely painful.
Right.
I used to have menstrual pain,
Mhm.
but this was like worse. And I was concerned.
Mhm.
We had to like go to the hospital. They were like, there's nothing. Like, okay, but if I'm not satisfied, I should go for like will I say a scan, a CT scan.
Right.
So I went for the CT scan, and when I was doing the CT scan, before then I noticed that I developed like a growth in my belly button. So like the growth already like swallowed the belly button
Wow.
and became bigger than the belly button.
Wow.
So like in my mind, I was just like, what's this? You know, the
Mhm.
first thing I went to Google, and Google had mentioned different things and all, like just
Googling your
checking,
symptoms is like
like Googling symptoms and all that, like check different things that had different names, like just check. I'd gone to like check, even looking for videos of people with it, check for pictures just to see what and what. So I was like, okay, Google has mentioned whatever it is. Google mentioned that, oh, that is umbilical endometriosis, but you know, you have to like wait for like the medical thing that was going to like mention that.
Mhm.
So we got to the hospital. So I was just like, what if they just do this CT scan and, you know, scanning everything, and they find out that it's cancer or whatever it is. You know, there are sometimes like stupid things just get to your
Come to your
mind.
mind.
Immediately I was like, I can't have cancer. So
Can't
what's
be
that?
me.
And I was
Could
like,
never
no, it
be
can't be
me.
me. Like, but whatever it is, like, I'm positive about it. So I did the scan, and they were like, nothing is happening, that I'm fine. And okay, I went home. Then we saw that oh, the growth has increased from 1, it became 2,
Wow.
and it was getting
Wow.
bigger. Then when that became 2 and it was getting bigger, I started having like extreme menstrual pain, like, you know, the menstrual pain that you're not able to do anything.
Mhm.
And you know, it felt more like premenstrual pain, menstrual pain, after menstrual pain. So I had like 3 weeks of pain and one
Wow.
free week to myself. So,
Wow.
and in
Wow.
those times it was majorly my stomach, so I
Wow.
couldn't like really hug someone tightly.
Wow.
I
That's
couldn't,
serious.
yeah, I couldn't bend a
Wow.
lot, like, or
Wow.
I was still like going about with every other thing, and
Right.
all and not just making a
Mhm.
scene out of it and all.
Right.
Then when I now saw that, oh, this is like umbilical endometriosis and all. So for like, I want to like state, just please give me a minute, let me just like explain. Umbilical endometriosis is when cells that usually line the womb develop in and around the person's navel. So
Wow.
it's more like a swelling. So it's not your belly button,
Mm.
but like the stuff protrudes out into your,
Wow.
like a bulge and all that for a
Wow.
node. Yeah. So then 2019, we had to like go, myself and my husband, we went to different doctors. Like my mom had to like call different people she knew, like, oh, please, can you help out, recommend doctors? Then we
Mm.
went to doctor's place and all that. And it was like, okay, it's actually endometriosis, but it's going to like put me on drugs like
Right.
contraceptives so that it can know if it's my period that is causing that. Yeah, I did
Wow.
that. Then
Yeah.
after that, I saw that the pain was, you know, like it increased and all. So I was just like, I'm not moving about and using drugs anyhow and like that. So then we moved to 2020. Then we had to like change our hospital because we wanted a place closer in case, because the pain was now so much that I couldn't bear it. Then as at 2020, the pain moved from my belly button to my shoulders. Then it became umbilical slash um, diaphragmatic endometriosis. So this one, sorry, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Sorry.
All right, okay,
Sorry. I was like,
that's fine.
wow, wow, wow.
So
Sorry about that.
it got to the diaphragm, like the shoulder, in the sense that when I'm during my period, I have
Mhm.
pains, like extreme pains in my shoulder all the way down to my fingers, like the two
Whoa.
shoulders. Yeah, at times the two shoulders, sometimes majorly the right.
Wow.
Yeah, I do things with my right hand. So like, so the right, like, then when that happened at first, I was like, oh, maybe it's the CT scan I went for. I had to like go to the hospital, like that they gave me, like there was a dye that they passed into me, like for the CT scan. It was passed through my right hand that I feel maybe I'm reacting to it. I know that they do it for a lot of people. Like I can't be reacting to
Never
it.
had that
That is
complaint.
not anything like no. So, but like
Wow.
it was so bad. Like the pain felt as if they were using like hammer with nails, like on my, and that happens like 2 days before my period comes. So like 2 days before my
You're in that
shoulders have,
pain.
like it has gone on break. I wake up
Oh
crying. Like I use drugs. I cry myself to sleep because the drugs were not working,
my goodness.
and
My
also
goodness.
because you, according to whatever it is, like if you give birth, it's best when you're pregnant. You're not seeing the period because it's associated with period, and baby wasn't coming, and
Wow.
there was endometriosis, more like
Mm.
infertility, but we're not sure of the extent if it's the secondary one or the one
Right.
stage 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right.
or yeah,
Right.
because for you to do that, you have to like do maybe a laparoscopy, like a little surgery or something. But my parents were like scared, like no, don't
Yeah.
do. Yeah, not that Nigerian hospitals are not good, so we're like, don't do it here in Nigeria because you can do it now and they tamper with your womb, blah blah blah. Just like you
Right.
guys, I'm
Right.
in pains, like, but then they don't understand like how
Right.
it is and all. It's
Mm.
just my husband that could really say that it was extreme. Then when
Right.
we went to the hospital, the first thing that was the fertility hospital, we decided to like use a fertility hospital. The doctor then was like, he feels I'm hallucinating. That's why I feel that I'm having shoulder pain. When he said that, I was like,
You're imagining
ah,
the pain.
yes. I was like, will I be hallucinating at this age, like that I'm having menstrual pain and it's
What?
affecting my shoulders? Like I'm completely like I'm not able to do anything for 4 days when that shoulder pain starts.
What?
The only time
Hallucinate?
I get to like just push myself through and not allow anything to hold me back is whenever we had program in Watergate Church. That's
Mm.
because I was in protocol and ushering department, then like
Right.
leading the team. So I had to like be
Push through
active
the
and not make
pain.
everybody know that something is happening. But it was terrible then, like that I have to go back into the office, cry myself. My pastor would
My
come there. My
goodness.
apostle is also he would just come to me,
I,
are
I,
you
I
good?
feel like I'm going to pause you there to just. I think I need to emphasize to people that when when they say strong women. I'm telling you now that I knew Bisola in this period of time that she's talking about, but I had no clue that she was going through this kind of pain. She was head of protocol then, right?
Yeah.
And you would see her everywhere, everywhere. I had no idea. So just keep that in mind, guys. That the person I was seeing today. So when they say super woman,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
her.
And you know, like
Please continue.
having to like
Wow.
manage the team and the ministers, guest ministers that are coming and all that. I had to like, so I just use the drugs. So I use the drugs before the program starts. I
Right.
just use the drug like, okay, let me use the drug so that at least I'm a little bit fine. So I don't sit down because
Hmm.
when I sit, like I'm really like having to like soak that in. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, we have so and those times for the programs is as if they meant me. So when we say, oh, what again is picking dates, 4 days,
Hmm.
believe me, the first day of the program is when the shoulder is starting and I'm starting my period. Like, so the 4 days that we are in Watergate program, I'm in pains.
Wow.
But like, I just told my husband, just like, don't worry, just do the one you can do, then explain to your people and all that. Like,
Hmm.
so yeah, I think it's just one person I really could like explain to because it will look like, are you the only one that is having menstrual pain and all that?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but people didn't know like how bad it was. Then I would tell my
No
friend
idea.
Fola Shadi then that oh this stuff has started. I would just be like, don't stress yourself. And you tell so to help you out. I'm like, if I keep doing
Right.
that, I won't really maximize like what I'm meant to do. And I know how
Mm.
my pastor is. If there is anything, he's
He wants
coming for
things
you.
done a
He
particular
wants
way,
things done in a particular way. So
Yeah.
he knows we'll just be like, ah, so sometimes we just come, so are you good? Be like, ah, I'm not fine. Like there are times I will cry myself out, like he will pray for me, then I'll be better
Mm.
again. But the thing with that stuff is once the drug has like started and all that,
Mm.
and the drug once it stops like that, the pain increases like
Instantly. The moment it wears
instantly. Like
out, it's
so
like
the
back
thing
to pain.
is either I'm on drugs or I'm sleeping. So once my eyes like opened and all that, like it starts and it's hard to say that I'm having menstrual pain, and when people say, "Oh, you're having menstrual pain," where? My shoulder. So it doesn't sound right. But then the menstrual pain was in my shoulder. And the right hand for that matter. So, and then, for protocol, you have to like move with ministers, you have to do stuff and all that. Like, you have to stand, you have to. So,
you have to carry things around for
you have to
them.
carry things, you have to carry people. So, even there are times that for ushering, then that, the Holy Ghost move and all that, like people falling down, I have to like still pick people.
You have to still carry people.
I have to like
I'm trying to remember if I ever fell under the anointing when I was among the people that stressed through that period. I apologize in arrears.
No. It's fine. It's what we do.
Wow.
So imagine that, because the first 10% was just like this all. So I'm like, hey, there's nowhere I'm running to. So there are times I just like, oh, let me just sit outside and just tell people. But it's hard for you to just be giving directions like, oh, do this, do that. And you're sitting there. How many people do I want to like? Do I have to like explain to 30 people that, oh, this is what I'm going through? That's why I'm telling you to do it. So there are times like once I say, oh, please, can you help me? And nobody does that. I just stand up and do it. Then the person that knows will just be winking like, you want to stress yourself. You want to stress yourself. So I'm like, there's nothing I can do. Just let me do it. So that aside and all that. So then with the doctor, but then we still continue with the doctor that said I was hallucinating, because that was where we wanted to like
to find that guy.
No. So there are some doctors that they want to really know maybe you are the one. They want to know maybe you feel that way because you have gone to like locally how. I don't blame him. He's not a young person, he's an elderly person, like, but then he knows what he's doing. But he just wanted to be sure that maybe I would say, I'm not sure. But when he saw that, this baby sure of what is happening to her, so it was like, do you want to tackle the endometriosis or you want to get pregnant? So I was like, endometriosis has to be surgery, that I'm not ready to undergo any surgery because I wasn't sure if there was going to be anything, if anything happens. And I was just like, okay, let's still try out for the baby. Then we started trying out. We had to like use drugs and all, like myself and my husband. Then the first procedure we wanted to do was IUI. But before then, we had to like do some lab work, and I was told to go and do HSG. HSG is stereosalpinography. It's an X-ray procedure that to view the inside of the uterus and fallopian tube, just to be sure that it's not blocked, or maybe it's partly blocked. So there's going to be like a dye that will be passed into you. HSG is something I don't wish for my enemy. That stuff is painful. Like,
wow.
I'm giving birth before to like a baby. Yeah. So I would say HSG is worse.
Whoa.
It's worse because it's a short period of time, but that short period of time,
that pain in that period of time,
is they would have given you like paracetamol injection before you go into the scan, the X-ray room. So the people that went before me, like 2 people went before me, they had given birth before, but maybe like years after, another child has not come. They screamed, like they were screaming, shouting, like even the doctors were like telling them that, ma, if you stand up, we're going to start again. If you stand up, we will start again. So that HSG is not from this world. So and they were not doing it, and ladies were the ones doing it. And those doctors, I don't know, it's not like they're wicked, but like the woman wasn't smiling. She didn't have any emotion on her face. So she was just like, okay, madam, yeah, you sit down, you hold your leg yourself open, blah, blah, blah. And they started this stuff. I was shaking inside me because I already heard every other person scream. Like, then the next thing they passed the die. I didn't know, even I myself, I screamed. I was like, Jesus. Like, I was screaming. My husband, when I was done, like, I couldn't stop. They were like, madam, if you move, we are starting again. If you move, we are starting again. So I'm like, you people calm down. And I'm like, can't you just do these things small, like, and they were just holding you in the room. Nobody was holding you. They were not using any belt or anything to hold your leg.
But you had to stay still.
And you had to stay still and hold yourself in that, because I was expecting like, won't you guys at least hold my leg or strap me somehow?
Some sort of restraint.
Like, make me like, but like you have to like hold yourself. It was super painful. So that HSG thing, like, I don't pray for it for anybody. Like, it's super painful. I'm not someone that someone I would say that I know how to manage pain. So even my husband was like, you screamed, that was so painful. Like, for you to have screamed, like, I know it was painful. Then we got the result and they were like, oh, like nothing happened, like the womb is fine, the fallopian tube is okay, and all that. Yeah, I can see someone saying, hold your leg labor style. Exactly. Is that
That's
hold
how
your
it
leg?
is. Wow.
Yes, hold your leg labor style, and they have to like put
Wow.
some things inside you, like big stuff and not small stuff.
Wow. Wow.
Right? Then when we got back to the hospital, they were like, okay, fine, now we can start the IUI procedure. Then the injections, they were gonna give yourself the drugs and all. Then for the IUI also, that one too is one procedure, like they have to like sweep you clean, like the inside where they were going to like
I'm going to
shoot
cry.
everything, they were like going to sweep you in. Like doctor didn't give me anything to like numb the pain.
Nothing.
It was just like it's a simple thing. Oh, I wish I didn't believe that man. That man, so that's why I said the man is like elderly man. He has seen a lot. So it was just like these people just come and be stressing people here, like that is
Today
nothing. So it was just
it's
like,
just like another day
yeah.
doing the job.
So it was just like it's nothing. Like we'll be done in under 30 minutes. You'll be done. So I didn't use anything. I was just like, okay, Shabi, is IUI like ready for this thing? Let's start this stuff and all that. So when it started and all, and I saw the long stuff, I was thinking like, will I see what they're doing? They said no, we are not seeing anything. It's just the one that is going to do it and all. So the nurse was there. My husband wasn't allowed to like hold me, so he was just standing. I had to like hold something. Then we're like, okay, put your legs still. You people, you're meant to like stop people if you want to do all these things. No form of anesthesia at all. Like nothing. So then he started, he went in, he sweat. Like when he took the cotton wool and he went in and he sweat, I screamed, like I was screaming. And he was like, madam, why are you screaming? It's not that painful. I'm like, They're like, no, you're screaming. This scream, like, it's too much. It's not that painful. I'm like, Jesus. So I didn't know what to do. Like, I had to, like, okay, they said I'm screaming. I had to, like, put something to, like, hold my mouth. Like, Lord. I'm like, I'm not screaming, sir. I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. Like, you know what it was? My husband was like, this is painful. That's why she's screaming. The mom was like, it's not painful. We do this for a lot of people. She's the one that is making it look that way. We finished the procedure, and even during that procedure and all that, like I was also in pain, and when that was done, we had to like go home, and it was actually so painful, and we're like, okay, let's look forward to a positive result for this. Then I had to like go back to church, all those things. With all of this, I was still like doing everything
Yeah, I
in a
remember you were still
positive
very,
way.
very active in
And
church
I'm
and
someone like myself and my husband, even before we got married, we actually spoke about it that if there is a delay before the baby comes, like what would be our reaction to it? And we're like, I didn't marry you because of a baby, and
wow.
whatever it is, we'll pull through, like whatever
Wow.
it is, like we're gonna pull through
Wow.
it and all. So, um, not because I mentioned it that what if there's a delay? I wasn't looking forward to a delay. I just wanted to know that what was going to be our stance,
Worst case scenario,
like what's going
what would be
to
our
be the thing
posture?
and all that, like what would be our posture and all that. I just wanted to know like what I was dealing with, like in case I wasn't looking forward to it. Not that because I said it, I spoke into the atmosphere before the
Right.
way people would say and all that. That wasn't the case at all. I just wanted to like know like if that happens. And
Because
but then
conversations happen before
yeah.
marriage. You want to talk about everything and anything.
So
Somebody
even
should
if
not come and
I'm like
say,
whenever
we
I
didn't
talk to
discuss that one
people,
though.
yeah, whenever I talk to people before they get married, I'm like, talk about it. People will be like, that will not
Yeah.
be me in Jesus' name. Nobody looks forward to that. Nobody
Right. Right.
looks
Nobody
forward to
somebody
that at
expects that
all.
that's going to be their life.
Nobody expects that and all that. Like, and you just find out and like, so how do you now move? Do you now start getting angry? Like, even in those period of time, we didn't fight. Baby talk like, you're the issue or you're not the issue. Never came out of his mouth or whatever it is.
Wow.
We never
Wow.
had any. The one people be like, you can't be married together with somebody and not fight. We never fought. I don't know how to do those things. That you now say you wake up, you're keeping malice. I'm too naughty for that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that malice thing and all that because he's my computer guru. If anything happens, what will happen? I'll not be
Who will
calling
I
myself
ask?
to come and fix it for me. So I don't even have time for those things. Like even I'm just not that kind of person. I went to a boarding school. I've been used to people doing the malice keeping thing, and I'm like, that's childish. So I can't get married and now put
Do
myself through
that.
that touch of not talking to somebody. And even when I'm angry with him, if there's anything and all that, I'll let him know. I'll be like, you're meant to tell me sorry. I'll be like, what happened? So I'm not experienced. I'll be like, okay. So I'm not that kind of person.
Right.
Like, so we didn't have the
Right.
clash of like, we are not getting pregnant, it's you or whatever it is. During
Mm.
those times, we were praising God, we were worshiping, we were dancing. Like, there are times we just play songs like in the house, like in the night. We just be like, I'm bored and all that. We just play songs and all, like we'll be
And just worship.
dancing, we will be worshiping God and all, like, and we never made it look like, oh, we are really looking for babies. Like, and I'm the
Right.
kind of person that you have your child, like people that have their children, then they knew that you can't use that one to bring me down. That wasn't my goal. Like, that was not my goal. I go for your wedding, they are coming for your naming ceremony. I'm happy for you. Like,
Right.
this new stuff, I'll be like, I'm not doing, no me do. I'm that kind of person. Like, like, no, I'm gonna bring
Right.
the positive vibes forever for whatever it is
Right.
that you're doing. Like, irrespective of if I'm there or not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the one that be like, oh, my baby is this, my baby is that, my baby is. I'm not moved. You say your baby is beautiful. I will tell you your baby is so beautiful. I will compliment your baby and all that. You know that even then, like then when you give it and I gave your daughter a
You
nickname.
gave
I'm
my
like,
daughter a name,
like Princess
Princess
Fiona.
Fiona.
I'm not that kind of person.
I
Like
remember.
I'm not that kind of person. Like that just
Right.
like, oh, just move on. Like I didn't make that like anything at all. I was making
Yeah.
clothes for brides. Like I prayed for them. Like my brides, they gave birth like after 9 months, like 9 months getting pregnant, a year, like their anniversaries with their babies. Like so, I didn't see it as, oh, I don't have a child, so I'm at disadvantage, or I shouldn't be happy. People know me. Like when I want to dress well to church, I dress well. When I want to dress well to your party, I dress well. Like I do the makeup, I do myself and my husband, we dance. We are
Bisola will
not.
always slay.
Ah, I
Slay.
if you to just even join the people that will be dancing with you for your wedding, we
Yes.
are ready to do that for
Yes.
you. Like those period of time, like I cut my hair, I dyed my hair, not because I was trying to like get over not getting pregnant. To be sincere, I never cried because I wasn't pregnant. I only cried because I was in pain from endometriosis.
Right. Right. Right.
I only cried because of that. So times whenever like I'm seeing my period, I'm like, God, this pain is back again. Not that, oh. So at a point in time, I was like, oh, let me stop crying and all that. Like I know that the pain is going to come. Let me just prepare myself. So there are
Right.
times I have to like clear my calendar, like my work calendar, and make sure. There was a time I had to like tell somebody that, oh, I dislocated my shoulder because I couldn't explain that I was having menstrual pain. Because I was like,
Right. Right.
can I come and collect my clothes?
Extra
I'm like,
pain in
I'm
the
so
shoulder.
sorry, ma. I dislocated my shoulders. So I'm like, that's the only way I could explain to her. So she was like, oh, I'm so sorry for your shoulder because I couldn't do anything like from the neck all the way down to the fingers. I was feeling the pain. I couldn't do anything. Then
Wow.
all the stuff like for you to even know that it was that bad. There was one night I woke up in the middle of the night with the pain. My husband got up and he was crying. That was the first time. So I was like, wow, that this is a lot. So then I stopped crying. So once I just see that the pain has started, I get up, I go to the living room, I just play anything, like just play maybe a series thing and all that, Korean movie, whatever it is. After praying, after watching anything, I just watch and all because I'm
Right.
not able to sleep. The drugs are not like so effective. Then my hospital they have to like give me the stronger dose and all, like I shouldn't use a lot of drugs because I'm trying to get pregnant. That's why drugs are
Right.
actually
True.
affecting me.
True.
So that also I was like managing the pain. And yes, then IUI when we did that, the first IUI we did, then we got the result, it was negative. So when we
Wow.
saw they were like, oh, negative and all, my husband was like, okay, let's tell them in the hospital. So, but then the hospital, they had already said, oh, it's a 50-50 chance. Like,
Right.
it's not immediately you start the process. That for some people, they have to do it like 12 times. I'm like, I'm not doing 12 times, please. There's some people, they have to like start from
12.
IVI, super ovulation, they move on to IVF, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not ready for this, please. I'm like, you
What?
even tell me that it will work in the first one. Like, I'd already said 50-50 and all that. So I was like, okay. I was just like, okay, let's move to the next procedure. Then we did the next procedure. Yeah, 12, because there was even one person that they had to like post like they like put the person's picture there just to encourage people that this woman tried a lot of times before she finally got the answer and all. So I'm like, it doesn't need to get to this point that that's so bad. So then that didn't work out. We tried the second procedure. Then that was already like 2021. So we did IUI, we did superovulation. The second time it didn't work also.
Wow. Wow.
So I didn't cry. I was just like, why are you not crying about this stuff and all that? I didn't cry. I just felt bad because, sorry, because of the pain that I had to like
Right.
go through.
And you.
The injections, the swelling, and within those times, like the 20, when everything started, I actually started gaining weight. And you know, people,
Baby's coming. You're
yeah, but the
adding.
thing is with people, then they didn't come to me to my face to say it. There's a
Right.
friend of mine, like she was the one that was accepting everything. People just come,
The
is
recipient.
Bisola, like the recipient, is Bisola, like, hey, go ask her now. Like, why don't you ask her? Because then they just thought that, I added and, I was still going about my stuff and all that. Like, you can't catch me, like, not to be caught on fresh. Like, that was my slogan and all
Love
that.
it.
So you can't catch me. If I don't want to do my makeup, I'm not doing it not because I'm sad. I'm not doing it because I'm not in the mood, or maybe everywhere is so hot and all. Or I've already checked like the service today, like, oh, I need to like carry a lot of people. I just like
No need to
wear
do
whatever
the
it is that's
makeups.
like smart and do all sorts and leave my pain like and all that. And not forgetting that I was having pains 3 weeks in a month. I was in pain for like 3 weeks. So the shoulder and the stomach pain. So the shoulder was just like the 5 days, then the stomach pain was like the 3 weeks. So hugging people, I couldn't like hug, the tight hug and all. And this my so-called friend that is the recipient, she was the she likes hugging any small thing. She's already coming to hug. I'm like, hey, this girl.
The
I don't want to
pain.
like blow
Oh,
her cover here, but she knows herself. So
I can
like
imagine.
other people like, that you've added weight and now I'm like, you guys, please sorry. Believe everybody I'll be telling that I'm having endometriosis or it causes weight gain or whatever it is and all. Then even before that, during my NYC, like rewinding to my NYC, I had once like been suspected to have ovarian cyst, and I was like, okay. So I was trying to like link everything to what was happening
Together,
and
what was happening at the
together
moment.
and all that. And the way mothers will be like, when you get married, your menstrual pain will stop, or when you give birth, the menstrual pain
I
will
don't know
stop.
where that
Don't
meat
mind
came
them.
from.
Yeah. So because when you're pregnant, you are not like having the menstrual period.
Menstrual
So
period.
all of these things happen because you're in your period. So if someone is using contraceptives every month, the endometriosis, you won't have that. You won't have the pain because there is nothing like blood. I won't have the
Right.
menstrual pain. I won't have the shoulder pain if I'm on drugs. But I can't be on drugs because,
Permanently,
yeah,
right.
I'm trying to like, okay, if the baby, having a baby is going to like stop this, why not just focus on the pregnancy and all that? So when
Right.
the second procedure failed, I was like, okay, let me just pray about it. Then I prayed about it, and the response I got from God was like, do you want just any child, or do you want the child I want to give to you? So I was like, okay, fine. I want the child that you want for me. So
Wow.
that was just to say that it's not because um that something is not working out doesn't mean it is bad. At that point in time. So maybe that just felt like God just wanted to do something with my family, which
Right.
I believe He
Right.
wanted to. Because myself and my husband, we already knew our first child's name as
Wow.
that the first year when we got married. I knew before I got married. Then when we got married, they mentioned it. I was like, oh wow, we're
Okay.
actually destined to get married. It's the same name. Are you kidding me? And
So
all
that
that. So
gave a sort of assurance
yeah,
that if
so
there's a
we
name,
have the
there has to be
assurance
somebody
that
that will
like there
bear
is a
this
name,
name.
like
That's
there's a
it.
name. So we like prayed and we're like, oh, prayed for our child, like just prayed. So there were times like I even like got tired, like not like I got tired of praying about it. So but my husband would just pray and it just so that this girl is I don't want to like overdo it and all that. So, but like we're just happy, we sing, we praise God and all and all. I didn't really tell people that I even did the two procedures. Yeah, my pastor knew about it, and my close friend then. The other one that was the recipient of she pregnant or
Is she
not, I didn't really
pregnant?
tell her because I didn't tell her immediately because she would be so sad and she would start crying. So I was just like, let me not tamper with this girl and all. But I knew she was worried
Right.
about me.
Right.
I knew she was worried about me. Then move on to 2021, the crossover night 2021 in my church. Yeah, I mentioned that yes, protocol and ushering, like my church, if there's Holy Ghost move and all, and people falling down, not because they fell themselves down, or because So when they fall and all, like having to like
If you know,
kind
you
of
know.
yeah, if like carrying people and picking them up. I wasn't one that not that I didn't want to fall down, but like I have to like pick people up and be at
Right.
alert most of the time because of ministers also. So
Right.
that was crossover. It was really kind of service thing and all. Then my pastor then had the word for like two people and all, and I happened to be one of the people. Then when that happened, I didn't really like I put it down, but like I didn't like focus on it. I just prayed that Lord let this be like I've been praying for people. So then when I saw that this endometriosis wasn't going, I was just like, Lord, please, can you just I was praying for those that were waiting. I was just like,
Right.
Lord, can you just give a sign? Just like one person be pregnant, then I can know that okay, this is going to be because
Wow.
at this point, like it was like either I go for the surgery or I get pregnant. So I was just like, "Look, can you just do it? Like do it for one person. It doesn't really have to be me. Just do it for one person, just to give me the assurance that you have heard
God can do it for
and
this person.
yes, like if God can do it for this person, like I know that this is
Mm.
going to happen and all. Because at that point in time,
Right.
I was already thinking of the worst thing, like, oh, if I'm not pregnant, the worst thing I would adopt and all that. I'm actually like open to so many things. I was just like, oh, if whatever it is, I'll just adopt and we'll move on and all that. Like
Right.
that at least I will even be able to like maintain my body size and all. Like the Coca-Cola body will still be intact and not having to tamper with it. So I wasn't down. I wasn't
Right.
like down like
Right.
crying and all that. So I think that really helped my husband because he didn't have to be doing the sorry, I'm sorry, and do you need this? And what do I use to bribe this person from? No. And even my pastor will be like, see this girl, like, so even the time of the month, they already know that, oh, Bisola, I hope you are good. So when he sees that, oh, I'm coming, like, no, just use my office. So at times people will just be like, why is Bisola in the office and all that? And oh, he understands the reason why I'm in the office and he
Right.
knows that, are you fine? Can you do it? Do you want any other person to do it? My pastor is also. So just like, do you want any other person to do it? I'm like, don't worry, sir. I want to do it. I'm fine. And then the people that I have in my team also, my protocol people, they know like and also because there are times when you have to like use the leadership position like this. I'm telling you to do this, but then they don't know that inside you
There's a
just there's a
reason.
reason. But like they got to like understand like if Bisola is not tired, she will do it. But I wasn't like explaining to every one of them. Yeah.
Right.
Then so when we got to 2022, then family, like the family thing, everybody. Before then, they were already like, oh, do this, do that, and all. Just like, okay, you guys don't worry, I'll do it. So I was like, they were like, let's move on to IVF. I said, okay, I'll do IVF, but like, give me the time. Like, I need the clearance in my mind before I go ahead for IVF.
IVF.
I was like,
Wow.
I've gone through so much, like the pain is too much. At this point in time, the umbilical endometriosis was already bigger, and like I think I already had like 4 nodules in my belly
Wow.
button already. Yeah, I've swallowed up my belly button. So I was just like enjoying the pain, 3 weeks pain, 1 week off, and all that. Then they were so worried, like family so worried, but then they were actually good, like they didn't really pressure. Just like, okay, we should give you time, right? Okay, we'll give you time.
Right.
So
Right.
my mom had to like call at a point in time, like, I already booked a session for you with the doctor to go and do the IVF thing. So I said, she was like, when will you be ready? I said the end of June, that they should give me to the end of June. That I needed to like finish some clients' clothes, that I don't want them to have any issues and all that. So like, okay, that's fine then. The doctor even called me I was like, okay, we'll be expecting you in Ibadan, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, sir. Thank you so much. I'll call when I get there. And oh, and oh, and oh. The doctor said, when you're ready, give me a call. I said, sir, end of the month, I'll be coming. Like, that I need my husband to take his leave before we can do that. And oh, oh, yeah. So, then a week before we actually started it, like before we booked our Ibadan trip, I found out I was pregnant.
Wow.
I'd rehearsed in my mind how I was going to scream, to laugh, to record, like when I'm pregnant and all. Believe me, nothing, tears did not come. Like, it felt like I didn't have any emotions at that point in time. Like, my husband he bought the pregnancy kit and all that. I bought also. I didn't tell him. I wanted to like do it and surprise him. Like, what if he
Right.
doesn't? Because yeah, the period was late then. So I was like, okay, let me still wait. And I saw that a week passed, another week had gone. I was like, okay, let me now do it now. So I now told him. So he was like, yeah, let's do it. I know you are pregnant. I said, see, please, we have been through this. Like, we have done this like 2018. Like, we have been married 2018. This was 2022. Like, please, we are being like, let's not put any
Not get
importance on it. Like, it
too
doesn't
excited.
happen.
Yeah.
Like, don't be too excited and all. Then he was there with me. Then we checked immediately. He saw it. He was like, let's do the second one. We did the second one. It's like, this is so positive and all. Like, wow. Like, we were so shocked. I didn't know what to do. I just like sat down. I just like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And I now remember that in May, I posted in May in my Instagram. I was like, oh, I really can't remember now what I posted there, but I knew I posted something positive then. I was just like, oh, May will. I think I just put like a positive affirmation for May.
Right.
Then by the time we're like, okay, let's go to the hospital. Then we found out that I was actually like close to like 2 months gone. I was like,
Whoa. You had
wow.
been
Like by
pregnant
the
the whole
time,
time.
and I didn't know.
Even when you were posting in May, you were already
Like even when I
pregnant.
was posting in May, because someone had to like tell me that the person was like, Bisola, you have added though. So I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like it's all good because I went for a wedding. Like I went for a wedding
Right.
with my husband, and like we're all glam and taking the pictures. And one person, I go for a party, I can take like 100 pictures. Like even my husband does. So the person was like, you have added. I was like, oh, thank you. It's not goodness. You cannot shame the shameless. I'm sorry. You can't shame the shameless. So any
Like,
small thing, even not that you're doing it or saying it out of being
yeah,
bitter, but
Nigerians
like,
just have a thing for complimenting your body without
oh, someone said,
thinking it.
was it the IUI that ended up working out? None of the procedures worked for me. So
Wow.
it
Yeah, yeah, you
was,
mentioned
yeah, none
that.
of the procedures worked for me. I just found out I was pregnant.
Wow.
So then that brought us back to the word that I received at crossover in my church then. That yes, like evidence of like having to like be pregnant. So
Right.
that was that word, and I that it was God. So it wasn't any of the procedures. Not that the procedures were actually bad. Yeah, it was God that
Right.
did that.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Like so, even when the person was like, "Oh, like so that made that you were saying that added flesh." Actually, the flesh was just like beginning. That was the beginning of the flesh adding state, right? Like it was actually so real. Like man, like we have to like call like a week before. Like thank God, like but not even like it's not something you can tell the doctor like please refund me or whatever it is. Not even because of the money. We had spent a lot for IUI procedure, blah blah blah, and all that. So like having to like then even how will I put it like we're actually meant to like even do a test to even be sure that what I felt was endometriosis was endometriosis. So while I was pregnant, I had to like do like the test to know that the stuff is endometriosis. So they had to like take a little bit, cut a little bit of the swollen stuff, the nodule, and just test it out, and it came out positive to the endometriosis. So I was shocked. The doctor had already said that, oh, you have endometriosis. There's no way you'll be pregnant. That way, like it can
Wow.
take more years. So
Wow.
like I was also shocked. Like
Wow.
even with endometriosis, with the pain and everything, God
Having
still
a
did it.
baby. Wow.
God still did it. Like
Wow.
God still did it. Like no,
Such
it's
a
actually a
miracle.
miracle, and
I mean,
it's a miracle because like for the
it's a
week
big miracle.
that we
It's a big
attend the church
miracle.
together, it was actually a miracle.
It is. It
Like it
is.
was a
I
miracle.
think
that the bigger part of, maybe not the bigger part, but part of the miracle is we all knew you then. And
Yeah.
I mentioned, and I think someone confirmed it on this call, you would have no clue
Like
that
people
this
didn't
was
have
happening.
a clue.
So it's like beyond um the okay, yes, God eventually gave you a baby. It was how nobody could tell that you were going through that. There was
Yeah,
this
like
joy about you every single time. No one could ever guess that this much was happening. The
yeah,
first time
like
you and I had the conversation, you remember what I said? I kept saying, what, when,
like you're so
when?
surprised, like
I
people
mean,
didn't
I think
know.
around that season, I was also going through the pain with
Yes.
my ADN. Mine was not really hideable because it affected my walking posture and everything. And so people would
Yeah,
ask,
so those
and I
times
had to
then and
tell.
all that, like
But with
having
yours,
to like, yeah,
we
with
can't
you and
see it.
everything. Yeah,
We had no idea,
yeah.
no clue. There was always
Those
this
times
joy about
then,
you.
sorry to cut you in, like those times then, like with yours and all that, I would be the one to see you and just like, how are
As
you
in,
doing? Help
she'll
you
come and home and
out
be
to the
encouraging
bathroom
me and
and
be
all that.
hugging me. But yeah, okay, where should I find a place for you to sit down? Especially, I think it was 2021. I was pregnant
Yeah.
with Oyi, and you want to find me? Let me find you a place to sit down. Don't be walking around. This your leg. You're in pain, and I had no clue.
So
At some point,
clueless.
I just assumed Femi and Abisola are just chilling. They don't want to have a baby yet.
Yeah, like some people felt
That's
that
what
way.
it felt like.
Yeah, while some people they just felt like, why is she like trying to like? Some felt maybe I was being proud or whatever it is, but people don't they didn't know that I'm just being myself, like whatever, like oh you have a baby, I'm happy for you. Then that was when the person
Yeah.
that said, yeah, like I remember that the week before I even like got to know, okay, that week before I was pregnant, like the maid I was pregnant the week before, I think we did one of our baby dedication in church. My unit member like
Right.
ushering. I was the one that carried the baby to the front, like, hey, this is our baby, that kind of thing. I'm that kind of person, like I didn't allow anything happen to me.
Yes.
Yeah, Ibukun is here. Like I carried the Missy, my baby. People were like, hey, this is ushering baby. Like I took it personal and all that. Not because fine, I used that like as a point of contact to
Mm.
myself, but and every other person. But my goal was, Lord, let just be any one of us like waiting to have children. Like I was praying for
Yeah.
people, like Lord, even if you won't do it for me, do it for people
Do
because
it
I
for
know that
somebody
yes,
else.
you would listen. Like just do it for one person and let it just be a sign. And God was like, okay, you're gonna be the sign, and that happened. Like yeah, and baby came
Oh,
on
wow.
board and all.
Oof. This is so much more than I expected. I feel like
Yeah,
even
like
our
so much.
conversation didn't really hit
Yeah,
the nail on
it
all of the
didn't
things
like
that happened. And I'm just like, wow, thank you, God. So I was going to ask questions about family and how your partner, how you both transitioned through this waiting period. But I feel like you've touched on that. You mentioned how
yeah.
because you guys already had a conversation about I'm not
Yeah, we had the
marrying because of the
conversation.
baby.
Yeah,
The
like
baby comes, the baby doesn't come. It's us, and you touched on that already. And I'm grateful to God that I'm grateful to God for the gift of the right partner.
yes, the right
Because
partner is the thing.
you mentioned when you were explaining, you mentioned something that you were not crying about not being
I
pregnant, and you
wasn't.
think that helped your husband. You
Yeah.
know, because that's the importance of being with
Mm,
the right partner, because there would have been a disposition that one of you would have been in that would have
yeah,
affected the other
and you
person
now
and just
be like,
escalate the
oh,
whole thing.
let's not just talk to each other. Let's be sleeping on the same bed. We're not sleeping on the bed because okay, let's just come there. Indirectly, you're dividing the bed space, or you're saying, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that because whatever it is. I didn't like. We're not arguing at all. We're not fighting those seasons. So even then that I was having the menstrual pain, the shoulder pain, and all, he was going about with his own department. My husband wasn't the one that would come and look for me. It's even people. I had a friend then who have to be like, told me we go and drag Femi, like, oh yeah, come and see your wife. See what's happening to her. You just be like, you just wink. I know you're good,
Yeah,
right?
good,
Like, go and see your wife.
Abby.
So is that kind of person like we understood like, oh, this is when it's time to do the work of God. Like, yeah,
Right.
then later I was just like, okay, we are going home now. So I just want, okay, when I get home, I can rest and relax and all sorts and all. So all it does at times, I will just send me a message. Your wife is in pay, yeah. What are you doing? Just be like, I'm busy. when I'm busy, just let me do what I want to do. So I
Right.
already know that, oh, when we
Right.
have the time, we
Right.
have the
I
time
like
for
I
each
like
other
that.
and
And I
all.
think that is
Yeah.
something that people need to note.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
you can't go about God's business and
yeah.
He would not
And
sort
yes.
your business out. Because
Yeah.
for both of you, I think you were head of protocol, he was head of media at the time.
Yeah.
Both of you were fully immersed in your duties in church, and
Like we were.
that's for me, it really just what sums it up is just you cannot be about God's business and He's
Like
not,
it
you
won't
know,
it won't
it
leave
won't
you
come
front
through.
and
Like, let's
center
just
to,
put it the
because
Gen Z
even
way. He will
that,
show up. He will
yeah, it
pull
will
up.
show up, like, because that crossover that I got the word, like I'm not someone like, yeah, the one picking people now. As I was speaking, the person I fell down also, so the carrier
Yeah.
was being carried. So it felt more
Mm,
like God will not just leave, because before then, when people, there's like a prophetic word, what comes to my mind is, please, can they just give me a word about my baby? Let me just know that this endometriosis will end. Just give me a word that
mm,
you'll be
mm,
pregnant. I never got any word as regards baby. So I was like,
mm.
what I just got word about is, just keep at it, like you're praying for people, keep praying for people, keep praying for people.
And that
So
was
it
it.
felt more like, yes, I was praying for people. So when people I'm even tired of like interceding for people, it felt more like I was praying for people, and I left my own not attended to. But that's not
Mm,
how it is with God.
mm,
He knew,
mm,
he saw what was happening, and
mm.
it came true for me.
Wow. Wow. I'm so happy for you. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
thank
for you.
you so
Uh,
much.
now that you are a mom,
Oh,
what's that
see.
like? What's it like?
Oh my God. Now that I'm a mom, like, awesome. Like, it has been good. Yeah, my recipient just joined the call. Hi,
Yes.
Paula
Hi,
Shati.
Paula George. Welcome. We have talked about you
We
in your
spoke about
absence.
you. Yeah. So, being a mom, it has been awesome. Yeah, it
Right.
has been awesome. Like, so there's this saying that my friends will be like, you're not yet pregnant. Like, just enjoy this your single state, because when the baby
Mm,
comes, you won't sleep. So
mm,
actually, enjoy the time. Don't let anything like, oh, you're not pregnant. Enjoy the
mm,
season. Like,
mm.
enjoy that season, because once the baby comes, you won't. It will be as if, no, they are choking you like this, as
Your life is centered around
your life is
that
ended, because
tiny human.
now it feels like I'm not doing anything on my own again. Like, as I'm waking up, before I sleep, all I'm thinking about is,
Every
what's she going
decision,
to eat? Was
everything is
she?
about the
So
baby.
even about making food, I'm like, it feels like I'm only doing the food because I want my daughter to eat it, or because
Mm.
I just want her to eat. So when I'm like, because what are you going to eat? So it just feels more like, oh, is she eating? Like, everything on my mind is, is she eating? So when my husband is like, what are we going to eat? I'll be like, what's my baby going to eat? Because like, when she's done eating, then I can now sort out myself. So I'm like, so this is how it
Enjoy
is,
the
and all.
season.
So like,
Very important.
very important
Don't spend
to
that
enjoy
period
the season.
crying and wailing
Don't
about
even
a baby.
don't spend it crying. Just enjoy yourself.
Mm,
Enjoy your
mm,
marriage. Like, love
mm,
upon each other. Like, so we
mm.
loved upon each other. So now is the time to like love upon the child and
Wow.
all. So the journey has been good. We have been doing it
Wow.
together, and yeah, it's not like Nigeria that you just go and drop it. That's why I wish it was Nigeria. I'll just come drop her with
Drop her
um
with
drop her
grandma and
with
run away.
Oni, drop her
With
with Oni,
Oyi.
and just
Make sure I'm not around.
I'll just drop her with Ori, and I'm just like, please, teach her those phonetics, and, like, bring her back
Mm.
to me saying all the A to Z and all that. Yeah, so like, it has been awesome, and it's something that
I'm,
I've
I'm, I'm really
enjoyed. Like, yeah,
I'm really happy for you.
yeah,
I'm enjoying this so much. I almost feel like I don't want it to end, but I don't want us to cross the 1 hour mark.
yeah,
So any words for women who are currently trying to conceive? I know that you have mentioned enjoying this season.
yes.
If people have been paying attention, I'm pretty sure they're probably taking notes. You mentioned
Like, enjoy the
getting yourself
season,
involved in God's work,
in God's
praying for
word,
other
pray for
people,
other people.
enjoying the season. Any other words
Yeah,
for
like,
anybody trying to conceive?
you don't need to fight with your spouse. Like, you guys don't need to argue about anything. Just
Mm,
prayerfully. Like, the point is, you have to be the unity has to be there. Just be in one
mm,
accord. You don't need to like blame anybody. Nobody is the
mm.
cause of anything. So
Right.
many things happen in our body system. As a
Mm.
woman, the society has already like made it look like, oh, it has to take a woman.
By default,
Even if it's yeah,
it's you.
even if it's not the woman, you are the
Mm,
one. You guys are a team now, so you just have to like do everything together. Then,
mm,
for those that are waiting and try out every procedure that you can try out. Go for the CT scans. Go for the
mm,
HSG if you have to do
mm,
it.
mm,
If you have been advised to go through IUI, super ovulation, or IVF, do it. I'm
mm.
not against it. I'm not someone that is against it. It's God that made those things available and made people to be able to
Yeah.
to like
He gave the wisdom for it.
yeah, he gave the wisdom for it. And if it's happening, you don't even need to like try 100 times or like 5 times. There are people that just try once and it happens.
Yes.
So I'm not against it. So if the Lord has given you a word and you pray about it and God says, oh, go ahead with the IVF, with that faith, yourself and your husband, go ahead with it, it's going to work out. If God is saying, oh, wait for me for so year, so month, at that time the Lord will do it and you won't miss any of it. So my advice is stay up, pray, stay in a good faith, and be positive about anything, and then enjoy yourself, enjoy the time, love upon your husband. When the child
Enjoy.
comes, there won't be time for all of those things. Just do the things that you would do normally, and
Yeah.
be happy for people. There was someone then that had to like tell me that he had to like chat me up then, like that he sees that I post people a lot, like celebrate people. That guy is learning one or two things from me. Like I celebrate people, I post people happy birthday, whatever it is, your child, everything. I'm just happy for people. That even when he got to know that I was pregnant and all, he has to like send like this is for the baby, because she was just like shocked, like
Right.
person, you are
It's
happy for
always celebrating
everybody.
others.
So now is your time. So I just feel like be happy for other people. Your time will come. And never did I say, oh, why is this person getting pregnant like that? Oh, the only thing I knew that yes, I was angry about was those younger children in secondary school getting pregnant. I was like, God, why are these children getting pregnant? People that need this are not pregnant. They are like these small children to get pregnant like this small children, and it's not their fault because their parents didn't train them in the way of the Lord
Right.
or in the right way to go. So, but
Some of
like,
them don't know better.
I just and they don't know better and all that, or like just be positive, you and your partner, enjoy yourself, worship God, praise God. Like that praise, like is something like even in yourself, you would feel it in your family. And now, like our baby, we have to like give her joy. Like when people see her, she's full of joy. Not because the name is the English name and all that, like it was actually a very prophetic name and all. And yeah, so that's my
Our
advice to
joyful
people.
baby.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad we had this session, and woof, I'm happy for everybody who was able to join in, because I knew that this was going to be a very, very powerful session, and I wish there was a way I could have made everybody just tune in, but not to worry, we'll definitely put it on YouTube, so whoever could not join in live would watch it there. This is a video I feel like everybody should see. It's beyond being specific to having a child. It is,
Yes.
I think, just speaks to the waiting season.
So
You know,
even
whatever
not
you're
even
waiting for marriage.
yeah, marriage, babies, jobs, or whatever it is, just stay positive and
Take
enjoy
them to
this
me.
season. Prayerfully enjoy this season and just see that the Lord will do it. And if there is any alternative that can work, like while you're waiting for the
Go
job,
for
there's
it.
anything you can do by the side, go for it, provided
Yeah.
it's not anything negative. Go for it,
I
and the
agree.
Lord
I
will
agree. I
the
agree.
Lord will back
I was
you up.
also trusting God for the healing of my leg. But then in my case, I had to get surgery done, and
Is
my quality of life improved so much. I mean,
yeah.
you know about it. My quality of life improved so much after the surgery. So we can't, as much as we're trusting and waiting on God, if there are scientific, medical alternatives that you can try out, please,
Try
by all means,
it out.
explore
Yeah.
them. God
And
gave the wisdom for those things. I
yeah,
don't
God
think
gave
He
the
has a
wisdom,
problem with us exploring them.
and He will give you the
Wow.
awesome baby that also.
Thank you again so much. Thank you so much, Bisola, for sharing with us, for blessing us with your story. I mean, you can see the comments. Inspiring.
Like
I'm blessed by this. I
inspiring.
mean,
And
thank you
even a
so much.
side note and all that is someone that actually like started me up like when during my naming when I gave a testimony and all, she was just like, that well, this is what is happening and all. Firstly, the person had to like tell me that she's pregnant. I was like, oh, awesome! Like God answers and all. So I'm just praying whoever is watching, whoever will watch this, that the Lord is going to answer you. Whichever
Amen.
way the Lord has decided to do that for you, the Lord will do it in a bigger way and you will receive your miracle baby in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Everybody give it up
Thank
for
you.
Bisola. Thank you so much. Kisses to our baby girl.
Thank you
Lots of
so much.
kisses. And
Thank
thank you
you
to
for
your
this
husband
time.
too for letting you share. I mean, the journey was for both of you. And Thank you guys so much. We
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
All right,
Thank you
everyone,
for
thank
the
you so
time.
much for watching. I truly
Thank
appreciate you
you
being
for
in the first
watching.
episode of this really long series. I mean, it's going to
Thank
bless you. There will be
you.
so many other
Yeah.
people that will come on board to share their story, share their experience, you know, to encourage you, to bless you. Please stay tuned. I cannot yet say how frequently we'll do these videos, but you know, for now, just keep an eye out for us.
Yes,
See,
we're going
Abisola's
to
husband just
encourage you.
commented. Do you guys see that brother that just dropped a kills? Oh, Danny
God.
baby. Thank you so much for joining
Goodness.
us, sir.
Thank you,
All right,
CY,
everyone.
for
Thank
this
you
time.
guys.
Thank you
Enjoy
all.
the rest of the
Mwah.
day.
Have a
Bye.
great day. Yeah. I enjoy the Easter also.